We are here and ready. Let's play.
Yay, so exciting. So I wanted to ask a little bit about empaths and highly sensitive people, and just to kind of get some information around that and sort of how that fits into where we are in the world right now.
You are all, by design, highly sensitive people, beings, energy beings. You are all energy beings, and every one of you has experienced, for example, when you feel someone looking at you from behind and you turn and you see that you were correct in your feeling. Your ability to sense is deep for all of you. There is more ability to sense with some people, just as there is more ability to do calligraphy with some people, or photography or mathematics. You are all very similar and you are also all very different. But we wish to underscore our answer to your question with the reminder to each and every one of you that you are deeply, deeply sensitive, and that connecting into your sensitivity is, if you wish to do it, much more easy than you conceive, and it is worthwhile for this reason. Those of you that are highly connected to your sense beings, your energetic connection, your intuitive connection with others, are able to listen to the whispers of the universe without them needing to get louder and louder and louder, which is what occurs when you have dulled your sensitivity to that. And so they are never lessons, but they are energetic mirrors, consequences, responses to the energetics of you. Those experiences that some of you call lessons are much more dramatic when you have not been sensitive to the more subtle versions of those very same energetic dynamics. The difficulty that highly sensitive people, as you describe them, experience is that they do not always know how to let go of all of the processing, of all of the energetic information, of all of the heaviness that they start to feel as they take on the energetics of their encounters with others and the world around them without processing and clearing and releasing and letting go. When you're a highly sensitive person and you haven't yet learned the skill set required to process and release, your sensitivity can feel much more like a curse than a blessing. And that is a heavy space to try to live from. So we would encourage those of you who are highly sensitive to develop for yourself, and this will differ between different individuals and between the one person at different times also. Develop the skill set of knowing what is best for you in order to release, clear, and process the information, the energetics that you are picking up as you are engaging with the world around you, and particularly with people that you are highly connected to, because you will be picking things up. And if you are not putting them down and putting them down and putting them down, you will get heavy. There is an evolution happening in humanity which involves more connection to the deeper layers of your being and your ability to sense the energetics of things. It can be challenging initially to become connected to that without this skill set that we refer to in terms of the processing and the clearing. So we would advise anyone who feels themselves to be highly sensitive, and we mean everybody, to learn, to know, to discover their own ways, their multitude of ways, because there is never only one way of processing that which they are picking up. And as you do that process, it is like sifting for gold. You never pick up anything for no reason. When you are picking things up from the environment around you, it's because there is a level of resonance. Otherwise, it would not stick to you. So feel that as you process those energetics, you are sifting for gold, and there is always gold in there. There is always a reason that you have picked up what it is that you have picked up. And it is actually easier to process when you pick the emotions up of somebody else, for example. It is much easier for you to process that because there is a level of detachment involved in that process, because you are conceiving of the information, the energetic information, as being in relation to the other much more than you are in relationship to you. Although when you process it within the being of you, you are processing your own things as well. So it is almost like you are doing someone else's laundry and your clothes are becoming clean.
Thank you.
We know that we have given you a lot of information. Does anything require clarification for you?
No, I think that is clear. Well, I guess maybe a little bit just around the processing and the different maybe best ways of processing, or how to, do that better, faster, with more ease, any of those.
The first thing that we would counsel you to do, if that is your aim, is to not see it as a problem. When you have interacted with somebody and you walk away having carried something from the interaction, it is very easy, particularly if it feels a little heavy, to see that as a problem that needs to be fixed, that you need to reclaim your positive state on your good feeling. However, if you transform that perspective into something along the lines of, it looks like I've picked something up from this interaction. How was I feeling before? How am I feeling now? And actually do inquiry into yourself, knowing that the only reason something has been picked up by you is because there is a resonance for you, and it is therefore a clue and information, and there is gold hidden in the interaction. That is a completely different energetic stance. And from that stance, you will be much more likely to get the gold than if you are conceiving of the heaviness as a problem. And we will remind you of this. You are wise, way, 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 way more wise than you are consciously aware of. So know that you hold the answers within you for all of the questions that you have. You are the universe and you are connected to everything, including us. And each one of you can connect into us and other levels and layers of support. You do not need Maida for this. She is a helpful, fun vehicle and she enjoys this process and we enjoy doing it with you. But know that each one of you that is listening to this or seeing this in this moment is not just receiving words that are being spoken by Maida. There is an energetic transmission that is going on right now between us and you. She is a peripheral part of aspects of it and a central part of a lot of it, but you are the central being in all of it, and our connection to you is ever present. And it is not just us. There is so much support. So if you conceive of yourself as not having answers, think of it this way. You have got access to all of the answers. You can call all of the answers and all of the energies and all of the healings and everything that you wish towards you, because as we began, we told you, you are energy beings. You are energy beings. You are energy beings. You are not ending at the boundary of your skin. You are the universe. You have access to it all and you have access to all the answers. We come back to what we were saying. You can ask internally. You can ask internally and get answers. So if you have picked up something heavy from an interaction with someone, as you begin to know yourself as someone who has answers, even if in that moment you cannot access it, know that you are learning a skill set of tuning into self, of finding out about self, of connecting with self, of knowing how self works and knowing how to best support self in the process of clearing. Take that attitude to that and everything that you do in life, the attitude of inquisitive self-support. And you will find this much more easy than what you conceive of. And it will get easier and easier and easier because it is a skill set that you can develop and develop and develop. And there is no end to how amazingly connected to self and the universe you can be. But we will say this, when you are carrying too much heaviness, when you are carrying the heaviness of not having processed things, it can feel more difficult to access the answers. So if you do not feel as though you have access to the answers, rely on us. Feel the energetic integrity of our words when we tell you that you have got access to the answers. And if you don't feel like you can draw them into you. You can use us as a crutch temporarily in order to open yourself to the knowing that you have the knowing. We would never encourage you to stay dependent on us, but we are encouraging you to use whatever tool is available to you to allow yourself to build a scaffolding of support for yourself into your knowing, because ultimately you are the knower of all. Is there anything else you wish to play with?
I was just wondering about the emotion of fear and whether there was anything that you could offer in terms of guidance around that.
Fear is information. Fear is experienced when you do not feel safe and supported. Fear is not the enemy. Fear is a guide. Fear is similar to what we referred to earlier. When you pan for gold, you find it. And when you realize that fear is giving you important and valuable information that it would behoove you to pay attention to and to often act on, you will start to have a different relationship to fear. Fear has a contracting energy that makes you feel like it is wrong. And that is understandable because deep down you know that your energy expanding and expanding and expanding and being expanded feels energetically congruent, which makes it feel more right than the contraction that you associate with fear. That does not, however, mean that fear is wrong. Fear is self-protection. Fear is aspects of you that are not aligned to what it is that you are moving towards. Fear is letting you know that there are parts of you that are feeling unsafe and need reassurance. Fear is aspects of you letting you know that you need something. Fear is your friend and not your foe. As you take the attitude of every emotion, particularly the ones you consider negative, fear, doubt, resentment, hatred, anger, every single one of them is valuable in that it is providing you amazingly important information about what is really going on inside of you, because we will remind you of this. The universe is a mirror, and it is mirroring the reality of what is happening inside of you. And so when parts of you are in fear and other parts of you are not in fear, you tend to wish to speak more loudly or even yell with the parts of you that are not in fear. And you criticize and you shrink and you attempt to ignore the parts of you that are in fear. And what that does is split your energy, divide you, and then the universe mirrors back to you mixed result, because all parts of you are involved in the attraction process. And so if you wish to live a conscious life where you move forward and create the things that you want to be aware of all of the things that you are holding inside of you. And sometimes that will be fear, and that is not bad. You repress fear, and that means that it stays with you and it stays in an attractive way. It is attracting things towards you. Whereas if you were to turn to that fear and address it and soothe it and pan for gold, discover what it is that is there to let you know about so that you can address it and heal it and integrate it so that you come back into wholeness and all parts of you are moving towards what you want in alignment, that is when your life is magical and miraculous. And that is what you are all here to do. And particularly those of you that consider yourself light workers, it is very tempting because you have, we will say, higher, more evolved perspectives to wish to reject the parts of you that feel the more negative emotion. But that is not the path to wholeness. It is the path to division. And you are here to be light. Light is not divided. Light is not divided. And although you can never be divided in the core depth of you, on the superficial experiential level, you can. And we would counsel you always, turn to the parts of you that are in fear, that are in resentment, that are in hurt. Those parts of you need something. You usually feel as though you need to get that something from the external, but giving it to yourself in the internal will soothe it, will heal it, will transform it, and it will allow the universe to give you back the mirror of the wholeness of you, of the fullness of you, of the no part of you is rejected version of you. And that is when it's magical. And that is what you came here to live, to experience, and to model. We love you. We love you. We love you. Go well. God, I was twitching so much that time. My whole spine was like going round in circles. Oh, maybe I need to not have 3 weeks off.